In the new update we got ourselves an expansion for Battlefield of Trials from level 61 to 70, and it's quite a challenge, I should say, for many players, so I was able to complete it actually during the live stream. And some of the stages, they are really dependent on total power, but the others, they are actually requiring some strategy thinking, some specific runes, and so on. And this is Rudy Video Games channel, where I'm going to provide guidances about each floor from 61 to 70, step by step. So don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and let's begin. But before we're going to start, just a quick reminder about Netmarble Content Creator Program, where I'm able to provide you some codes for free if you're going to support me. So, if you're enjoying my content and want to support me, the link to my page is going to be in the pinned comment. All you need to do is just go to this link to my page, log in with your game account, hit that support button, and after 24 hours on your page, you will be able to receive new codes, and as soon as I'm going to submit new missions, there will be more codes, so you're more than welcome. And also I have my own Discord server. I'm building up my community. You're always welcome for some discussions, updates, and so on. I have special roles for my YouTube members, special roles for Netmarble supporters. Again, link in the pinned comment. Now to the main topic of this video. So we're going to start with the floor 61. First of all, it's only just about the total power. There is nothing extraordinary. You need just to take care a little bit about your survivability and damage taken. So if you're able to get yourself some hunters that are going to provide shields, like in my case is going to be Ganhi, I put myself Goro. It's not that important, I should say, for this stage. You can get yourself Thomas, for example. It's going to be a nice one addition in terms of shields, so again, more survivability, no questions. For the blessing stones, here at A, I was using Reawakening, Pulverize, Bloodlust, and Sharp Perception. For survival, Kasaka's Steel Scale, Solidify, Aggressive Defense, and also Last Chance. Well, for the last chance, it's not really that important. You can get yourself the life one, which is with the heart, is going to give you, this one is going to give you some additional defense, which is going to be also really nice. For the skills that I was using, actually, these are Magnifying Slashes, Legendary one, the Vacuum Wave for break, but for this stage, again, it's not really that important. For the QTEs from Collapse, it's Thunderstorm. For the death one, I was using Squall to increase some break effectiveness, which for this stage, again, it wasn't really that important. My gear sets, you can see them here. For SJW, they're pretty much standard. I didn't change for him gears so far for now, so it was 4 pieces Curse and 4 pieces Outstanding Ability. For Goto, it was the new one set for Breakers, actually 4 pieces from the Chaotic set and 4 pieces Accessories, which is the new one specifically for Breakers. For Ganhi, I was using 8 pieces Grid set. For Min, 8 pieces Burning Blessing. For Shadows, Beru is a Shadow Authority, Cassiel for some additional defense, and Serbi for some additional debuffs. For the weapons which I was using during the whole battles from the very beginning till the very end, they were Demon King's Longsword and Stormbringer. But again, it's up to you. There is no elements kind of recommended. You can get yourself the dark weapons. They're going to work pretty much well, I think, too. Just overall, I like the performance of the wind setup, the AoE effect from the Stormbringer as well, and from DKL. They're kinda massive, and it helps to clear some stages quite a lot. So we're starting from the very beginning, and the whole thing is that you just need to take damage less than 45 times and win within 180 seconds. Don't fall below 30% of HP. So all you need to do is just to clear mobs, and there is nothing else. They're not that difficult if you're good in terms of total power. Pretty much easy to clear. They're going to attack you. They're going to be located in one place mainly, with a little bit of occasions from time to time. When you're going to hit the first waves, you will get yourself the boss, and the fight wasn't that difficult. So it's floor 61, yeah, kinda fast, without any issues, just the wind setup is doing its deal. And finishing the last one mob, and that's pretty much it for this one stage. Now going to the next one, which is 62. So here is an interesting one. During the run I'm going to explain everything, but overall I was focusing more on survivability here, and this is an important one, so that's why I decided to choose myself Thomas as well for some additional shields, and Wu for some additional dashes, which I find kinda important here during this run specifically. For the weapons I didn't change anything. For skills I'm going to switch a couple of them, and of course I'm going to choose myself the Liberation because it's an AoE skill, and also Vertical Arts, the Fire 1 version, is going to hit on a long distance, let's say, and also is going to provide some AoE damage, which is also really important during this run. Nothing else is going to be changed. So the main trick during this run, you need to take damage less than 35 times and don't fall below 50% of your HP. The main thing that you need to find exactly among all of these mobs, exactly the 2 of them which are original, not illusions, because all illusions, they're going to blow up and it's going to deal you some decent damage. That's why I'm using some AoE skills, and I'm using Vertical Arts just to hit on a distance, and I'm using my hunters to provide me some additional shields to not fall below 50%. This was an important one. How to define mobs that are actually original. So when you are running to them, they are starting to cast their spells. At the very beginning they are all yellow. And let me show you when they're going to hit the blue spheres, they're going to fly from illusions. And those which are yellow, the yellow spheres, they're going directly from the original bosses. Mobs, bosses, whatever you can call them for this stage. So you need to kill exactly those one who are shooting with yellow balls. I decided to make it a little bit easier with Vertical Arts, so basically I was reaching some mobs, hitting with this skill, and after that immediately running away from the zone where they're going to blow up. Not always it was working, but yeah, with my hunters it kinda helped a lot. And as you can see here, for example, I knew the location of the mob which I had to kill. Like here, for example, I wasn't right on time to run away. And also the beauty of DKL, that is going to provide some decent shields which are going to survive better. Here I see that this one is actually shooting with the yellow one sphere, so I killed him. Now here I need to find 3 of them. And here again I just got hit a little bit, but overall it's not really a big deal, so I'm trying to keep distance. Overall this stage is more about the strategy, and as you can see I'm just hitting with the skill and trying to run away immediately. Just, you know, not to waste a lot of time. So you have 3 stages. You need to find those mobs who are hitting with yellow spheres and kill exactly them, not the others. You can clear everyone, it's up to you. If you're going to keep the distance, that's the most important part here. For the stage 63, I didn't change anything in terms of my builds, everything is the same. So here I need just to clear some waves with mobs. That's why I have quite a lot of them, and AoE skills, they're going to help a lot. The whole thing about this stage, that these guys, these goblins, these mobs, 4 of them that I need to kill, they're going to run away. That's why at the very beginning I'm starting with summoning my shadows. They're going to actually deal some damage, believe it or not. And I'm using my shadow step at the main of them, and I'm trying to kill him just immediately with all I have, with all skills, with all weapons, just pushing all in. And as you can see, I killed one. Here the second one. The third one was destroyed by my shadows. This one is running away. So let's say most of the job were completed by my shadows. I just got myself lucky in terms of one mob, which I got like almost at the very beginning after killing the first one. But again, this is the question about the total power. I was able to finish him within a single one rotation, which is fairly decent. So I have quite enough of time. And here I'm finishing the last one mob. The stage is cleared, not that difficult. Again, if you're lacking with the total power, for sure you are going to struggle a bit with the mob in the middle, the main one, let's say, but overall it's kind of doable. If you're going to deal fast with him, your shadows are going to help a little bit with the smaller ones, and you will be able to catch some of them. You can build yourself the ultimate build just to charge it as fast as possible and, you know, hit like within a huge area. It might help you. I didn't have a lot of issues with this stage. Going to the stage 64, and here's an interesting one. First of all, I was a little bit confused, but the main thing that these actually sculptures, they're not that one that we actually used to see during any battles. We don't need to destroy them, we need to protect them for 1.5 minutes. The whole thing here, I was kinda shocked and surprised. Why are these mobs trying to help me to destroy these sculptures? But after that, after some amount of time, I realized that actually they are trying to destroy them, and these sculptures which I need to protect. So yeah, again, some AoE weapons, some AoE skills, they're going to help a lot, because we're going to have quite a lot of mobs. We need to clear them all. They are kinda, some of them at least, tanky, and this is a pure run about survivability, keeping everything under control. The first one sculpture, I'm trying to clear one, I'm trying to go back to the other one using my AoE skills, weapons, so just trying to kill as many mobs as possible just immediately. Also, ult helps quite a lot. As you can see here, it helps to clear just a lot of them. Overall, during the run, nothing that special, so we're almost at the very end. The same thing I was doing during the whole run, going from one sculpture to another using my AoE skills and weapons. That's pretty much it for this one stage. Now going to floor 65. Again, I didn't change my builds at all. So here we are starting with clearing mobs. Again, there are 12 of them. Some AoE skills at the very beginning, they're going to help, as in majority of previous steps. After that, we're going to have a boss, actually two of them, the bear and this one wolf. So the only thing which we actually need to do is just to kill them. And my hunters, they kinda helped me a lot with shields, because I was able to take less damage. I was able to take less hits, because when you have shields, you are not going to receive any damage taken. It's all about the total power. Once again, here I was in a good terms, I have quite enough, and a pure DPS. So in my case, with the wind setup, I was doing kinda okay. The AoE skills, you actually may use yourself just a single one to finish the first wave of mobs, and for bosses you may use the second skill, which is going to be a DPS one. For example, magnifying slash is going to work pretty much well. For the weapons, the dark setup is going to work pretty much well. The wind setup, which is kinda great one right now, I should say, I enjoyed pretty much a lot, just completed it without any issues. but again, I'm not lacking with the total power. And if you, for example, struggling with these stages in terms of total power, just take your time, get yourself better artifacts. We have now level 100, so when you're going to receive new levels, new artifacts, in terms of total power is going to be way easier. Now we're going to floor 66, and here is actually an important moment to pay some attention to what boss is going to do. When we're going to see his passive, we actually can mention the moment that he is using the skill that is going to reduce our mana power. This is an important one. We'll start basically with 0 mana. That's why after that I decided to actually bring myself Hansemi, because she's going to help me to recover some MP. And for the sets, they're most likely support sets. For Hansemi I gave the new one set. For Thomas I was using the Burning Blessing. For Ganhi just the Greed set, again nothing special here. For the skills, that's why I decided to choose here the Magnifying Slashes, the Dark One skill, because it's also going to recover MP, and this is important to gain back all MP at the very beginning as soon as possible. For the break skill, I actually got myself the Explosion, Dagger Rush, just because it's providing some decent shields and it helps to survive longer. I find it kinda helpful, and it also deals quite a decent damage. For the Blessing Stones, I didn't change anything, only skills. So we're starting with this one setup. And as you can see at the very beginning, we're starting basically with 0 MP. So I am trying to recover some MP with basic attacks. I am actually summoning Hansemi. I'm using just Magnifying Slashes straight away to recover some MP, and we need to get this boss. We can't really focus on him, so we are going to chase him at some point. And yeah, this one fight is going to be afterwards also about the total power. If you're fine with the total power, it's not going to be a huge struggle. Just yeah, the whole thing that you need to get straight to him after recovering some MP and just to kill him. That's pretty much it for this stage. For the floor 67, again from the previous one, I didn't change my setup at all. They're starting with some AoE attack. I am summoning my shadows. I'm choosing the wrong target, which you shouldn't really do. Well, you should understand it. Yeah, you shouldn't take a lot of damage. And again, Demon King's Longsword helps me with some shields. The break skill, the explosion, also provides some decent shields. Hunter support units, that also helps me to survive more. So the whole thing is to start with Shadow Step, trying to kill immediately the first one mob, and after that deal with another one. As you can see, it's pretty much straightforward. Just avoid the AoE damage from the very beginning, provide yourself some shields, and after that finish them. Again, it's more about the total power this one stage. Now going to the floor 68, and the main thing is going to be about this stuff on the ground which we're going to have. It's going to deal damage, and if you're not going to have shields, you're going to suffer from it. So you're not able to receive maximum trophies for even maybe HP, and also damage less taken than 38 times. That's why again in this case Thomas and Ganhi, they're going to help with shields. And also Hansemi, she's going to clear this stuff on the ground. So I'm basically going straight in the middle to this sculpture, using my hunters and starting to clear all mobs using Hansemi to clear the ground, just destroying the sculpture. And after that I'm going just to clear all the mobs around. They're not the main issue, the main problem is going to be about the sculpture, and that's pretty much it. As soon as you're going to destroy it, you're going to be fine. Just finishing all the rest mobs. And the final boss. So again, on the floor we have all this stuff. And we have also two sculptures. This kind of struggle. Again, using Hansemi, she's clearing the ground, using the hunters to get some shields. The skill which is explosion helps a lot, the DKL helps a lot with shields. It's all about just survivability, about a lot of shields and clearing the ground. Ult, as soon as possible, just use it and actually destroy the sculpture one. And after that I started to deal with the boss. Again, some shields, just repeating all the rotations, trying to survive as much as I can, trying to take less damage. Again, explosion helps, magnifying slashes deals a lot of damage, DKL provides some shields, Hansemi clearing the ground. Ideally, you don't want to pay a lot of attention to this mob, this boss, before you're going to clear both sculptures, but I didn't have a lot of struggles. I have quite a tough one built in terms of survivability, in terms of clearings and so on. When we're talking purely about the strategy, first of all, it's going to be sculptures, and after that the boss, because the sculptures, they're going to cause the main problem on the ground. For the floor 69, I actually didn't change any builds at all the same. The whole thing about this stage, which you should do, there are 3 gates, like behind you, in front of you, and in my case on the right side. So we're going to have these eyeballs which are going to reach the boss, and the whole idea about this stage is to actually destroy them all as much as you can, not allow them to reach the boss. So in my case, Reawakening was kind of helpful because I was getting off the cooldowns kind of fast. You can use also some points into intelligence to reduce the cooldowns. So with explosion I'm clearing on the one side, on the other side with the Stormbringer, with the DKL on the third side, using sometimes magnifying slashes. Again, you can use here some more AoE skills. It's more about clearing the area with a lot of mini mobs, let's say. After a certain amount of time, if I remember correctly, it was almost 1.5 minutes. So yeah, here ult is going to help quite a bit as well. And again, the beauty of DKL, that we actually have some AoE effect after using it. So these some lightnings which we're going to summon after actually using the skill from DKL, they're going to also deal some damage. So when you're just running around, they're dealing some additional damage, which helps a little bit. 1.5 minutes, we're clearing the last one, and after that the destruction of this boss was a really easy one. The stage is cleared, and now we're going to the final one. So this one fight, I should say, it's only purely about the total power. If you're above the recommended total power, you're going to be fine. If you're below, most likely you're going to struggle. And for this run, quite honestly, I didn't change any builds as well. I was using all the same as from previous runs. You may consider yourself to use more support units like healers, for example, I don't know, Min, and also Ayla. They're going to be kind of helpful, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to stick with shields, so whatever. The wind setup again provides some decent damage output, it's kind of really nice, and it was really a close one. There is not that many things to show you. It's pretty much the same boss as we have the twin-headed ogre in instance dungeons for SJW. The patterns are pretty much similar, nothing that special. He's using some AoEs, he has some bleeding effects, that's why healing and survivability and shields, they're really important during this run, and also really important to deal kinda decent damage. That's why it's really nice to be above the recommended total power. Overall, it was kinda a long battle, so I'm going to skip a little bit. There was nothing really that special. During the break phase, I was on cooldowns for my break skills, so here I was using just DKL. It's like a small trick because it provides shields and helps to survive and not to take a lot of damage. Also my hunters, they were helping, and we're going further, just really long one battle. So here we're almost at the final stage. There was actually a moment when he called some small summons. They weren't like a really huge annoyance for me. The main thing which I was really doing during the run is only focusing on him and providing as much damage as possible. So as you can see, I almost ran out of time. There were left like 5 seconds, but overall I completed it. Just the DPS build, the recommended total power, and that's pretty much it. That's the last one floor for SJW. And that's it for this guide. I hope you will find this interesting and helpful for some of you. At least you will understand how to deal with certain stages, which things to focus on. And again, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and see you guys in the next one. Take care.